So
Yeah, I think I would. You're a fellow podcast host, and I'm quite curious about that. I just took another look at your website, and you're on episode 15, which is great.
yeah,
What encouraged you to start your podcast show, and what is it about? For the listeners of course, they might not know about.
sure. Well, yeah. The podcast is called 5 Year You. So you can go to 5yearyou.com and check it out, or it's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and everywhere. The idea of it all came to me about 2 years ago. I was going through a really, really hard time, and I wasn't being my authentic self. And I thought, like, where do I want to be in 5 years? And that was the precipice of saying, okay, I need to have a plan of where I want to go. I had always done 5 year plans, but the 7 or 8 years before that, I just kind of
Okay.
achieved what I had set out to, and I was kind of just waffling. And this kind of gave me the idea of, like, when you have purpose in your life, when you know where you want to go, everything is easier. You have that vision. So 5 Year You is the idea of becoming the best version of yourself one day at a time, and that's where the podcast comes in, because it's really easy to say, I want to be a movie star in 5 years. I'm listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger's new book this
Okay.
morning, and he's talking about it, like how he had these different visions for parts in his life, and it's very easy for us to have that vision, but then the day-to-day stuff can kind of trip you up. So the idea with 5 Year You is that we want to walk beside you as you're going through this. And we actually just launched a great new email series where people can subscribe, and they get a very short daily email from their future self offering encouragement or ideas or
Mm.
suggestions on things that they're doing to improve their lives. So it kind of keeps them walking the path and keeping that motivation up. We're very big on that.
Mhm. Yesterday, I was giving a lecture, and yesterday's topic was about leadership and management, which is something that I I'm very much invested in. And we were discussing about making plans. And at one point in time during the lecture, the conversation turned into to make future plans, a 3 year plan, or even asking the question during interviews, um, where do you see yourself in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time? And my usual answer to that is I don't usually ask that question during interviews because I feel that it might seem a bit intangible to people because 5 years tend to be um, a bit of a long time. Um, but I'm curious about what you think about it because how can you make something far in the future as tangible as possible? How do you deconstruct that abstract concept in a way?
What a fantastic question. I think the idea of having a 5 year you, a 5 year plan, is giving yourself permission to dream bigger than where you currently are. So
Okay.
when we can do that, when we can kind of put ourselves into this place of, oh, I want to be, I want to be the best podcaster. I want to run a personal development company that changes people's lives on the daily basis, and just, I want to contribute and help. That is a big goal. That's a big vision. And shorter goals are really good. They help you get through the days, but that long vision kind of keeps you on the path. It's like it's the end. It's not an end destination, but it's an intention that you're setting for yourself. Is this is what I want to do? I want to help people become the best versions of themselves, and I find my reality has been that when you set an intention, when you get really clear about what you want for your life, or for the life around you, for your work, whatever the case is, for your body, once you can do that, suddenly everything lines up a lot faster, and you get to that 5 year point maybe in 2 years.
Yeah.
But in doing that, in having that kind of end goal, you know, okay, it's more about the journey, but it's also a journey has to have a destination, and that destination, like when you're going from New York to Los Angeles, once you get to Los Angeles, you're gonna go somewhere else. Then that's
Yeah.
great, but you need to know that you're going from New York to Los Angeles, and those are kind of our two big things. Is like, first of all, you need to assess where you are, and then you need to decide where you want to be. And those are big things. Those are big questions because I think a
They
lot of us are
are.
really worried about getting it wrong. You know, I mean, I know for myself, like I said, I'm taking some flights tonight, and I've carved out time to just to go back through my vision, and I go through it in my mind, and it's like, what does that feel like? Why? And I dig in. Why do I want to feel that way? Why this and not, um, a soccer coach or a football coach
Yeah.
or something completely different, right? It's why is this calling me? And because I think a lot of times we have that, like there's
Mm.
the in my work, and I'm sure in yours too, you come across the superficial goals, right? The I want
Yeah.
a lot of money, and you'll hear that, or I just need to be calm. It's like, okay, but why? Why is that so important to you? So I think in having that long goal, it brings it closer, and
Mm.
having the steps along the way to get there, it just kind of helps keep you on the
Yeah.
road when sometimes you might feel like you're getting off. But like most road trips, there's fast times and slow times, and you just get used to
Definitely.
them.
And at least from I'm sure you encounter similar situations. Some people are um, very lost within their sense of self, that they can't answer the questions, where I'm at and where I would like to head towards to. They find it difficult to visualize a goal, or to manifest what they really want.